What up, what up? It's your boy Punch Dragoon here, bringing you back. Well, I guess really for the first time. I've done discussion vids before, but this is the first time that I'm ever going to be doing a discussion vid for the ban list. And so the only reason I'm really doing this discussion list for the ban list is I guess like everybody else is like just I guess not seeing exactly what I'm seeing and like the importance of the ban list that I see the importance of the ban list. So I'm just gonna go ahead, go over a few things that I feel like maybe some of the major YouTube partners might have missed out on, and by what I mean, like by major YouTube partners or YouTube partners that might have missed out on that kind of cover this kind of stuff would be like MCole40, Asian Eyes White Dragon, Cyber Knight 8610, of course your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, many more. But the most popular ones, Star Strike Duelist, you know, like these kind of things. But like what I wanted to kind of like talk about in this discussion. Well, first of all, let's just go over the ban list real quick, because on my channel I haven't even gone over the ban list, of course, before I even started the discussion on it. Now, if you've seen it, nothing new banned. Nothing new banned. That's pretty good. Glow Up Bulb. To be honest with you, and this is a card that, other than like Raigeki, this was like the card that everybody's like really raving about. Glow Up Bulb. Send one card from the top of your deck, or mill the top card of your deck to special summon it from your graveyard. But you can only do it once per duel. So I mean, like, simply because of a huge nerf like that, like, I mean, if I could see that you could do that at least once a turn, every single turn, you know what I'm saying, that you just happen to have that card in your graveyard, then yeah, that's pretty broken, you know. But for the fact that you just get it once per duel, so it's like, oh, you're just saving it for that one special time that you're gonna just go ahead and get your little combo off and, you know, just explode from there. I mean, it doesn't really scream too much like utility to me, at least. You know, I don't know what everybody's really raving about the Glow Up Bulb and stuff. If it was me, just normal summon yourself ineffectively, where if you need a 1-star tuner. But yeah, Infernity Arcfiend limited, kind of saw that coming and stuff. I really feel like it didn't really even need to be limited. Kind of felt like it needed to be semi-limited. Like at 2, Infernity Arcfiend would be okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that you can just go for 3 in a single turn and then just, you know, oh, I have 2 Infinity Arcfiend in the graveyard, 1 on field, and, you know, Necromancer's just running amok, so yeah, so that's pretty self-explanatory there. Raigeki, man, did not see that coming. Oh my god, I did not see that coming, to be completely honest with you guys. Sorry, got my little official League of Legends headset here, is what I be doing and stuff. But oh yeah, just for y'all to know, Vapor Pen, best way. But Raigeki, I just really didn't see that coming. I just really didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of glad they put it into the game. To be honest with you, everybody's like, oh, Raigeki over the whole Dark Hole and putting Dark Hole at 2. To be honest with you, that's what they should have done. Instead of bringing Raigeki back, they should have, if they kind of like were going towards this, you know, all over destruction kind of like concept of the game, then they should have definitely put Dark Hole at 2 instead of putting Raigeki at 1. But in a weird way, it's basically as if Dark Hole was at 2, because I mean, instead of a second Dark Hole, now you have a Raigeki. So if anything, I feel like it's gonna help with like Dark Hole consistency, you know, where, you know, blow up all your monsters, all your opponent's monsters consistency, simply because you can have 2 cards that can do it in a single deck now. So guys, a lot of people are like, oh, Raigeki might not make a difference competitionally. Well, it depends on the kind of person you are and the deck that you run. Like me personally, when I get like compact decks, like really compact decks, and I really just don't have much room for anything, you know, a single Dark Hole to me isn't gonna make the world difference. As a matter of fact, I'd rather save that space for a card that can give me more advantage instead of, you know, a Dark Hole. But now that you're able to kind of have 2 of them, I can see where maybe I can fit 2 slots just to, I mean, it's not that great of a utility, you know, like, an up card, or how can I say, like an advantage card, like I'm keeping advantage, you know what I'm saying? But it is definitely a get back in the game card, you know, like, or even not get back in the game, but just, you know, OTK or destroy your opponent, you know what I'm saying? You know, level advantage. It's an advantage leveler. It's not an advantage keeper, but it's definitely an advantage leveler. Soul Charge being at 1, so glad. Even though, to be honest with you, like, Asian Eyes probably covered it a whole millions of times, you kind of really only need it at 1, because really you would only activate 1 in a single duel. Not in a single match, but 1 in a single duel. Anyway. But, I guess, like, it would just help with, the consistency issue of Soul Charge, simply because it's like, oh man, you know, I happen to have, you know, 2 Soul Charge in hand, you know, like, I can Soul Charge for days, you know, so, like, you know, like, what I mean by the consistency issue is, like, you're always able to find Soul Charge simply because you have 3 of them in your deck, so it's like, even though you're only gonna use 1, the fact that you were able to find it that much faster because you have 3 is kind of what killed Soul Charge and stuff. But really, to me personally, I don't run Soul Charge in any of my decks. If you see any of my deck profiles, it does not contain a single Soul Charge. Maybe in the side deck, but nah, I'm never main deck of Soul Charge, simply because it's just not my kind of card. I mean, I know it generates this kind of advantage, but it's like, I'm not the one, even though it's like life points kind of doesn't matter, I'm not the one to take away from myself to put more on my opponent, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if I'm going to put pressure and heaviness on my opponent, I'm going to do it all purely by skill. I'm not going to, you know, depend on a single card, you know what I'm saying, to pressure my opponent down to where they need to be. You know, because if your deck can't do that by itself, then you shouldn't play that deck, honestly. Super Poly at 1 hurt so bad. You guys, oh man, like, Dragoon is dying over here because of that Super Poly at 1. To be honest with you, I know that it's a super ridiculously insane card. Ridiculously insane. But I don't feel that it needed to be at 1. Simply because, I mean, yeah, it's unchainable too. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, I'm taking your monster, but with cards out there like Mind Control, you know, Dark Hole, Compulsory, and matter of fact, all these are at 1 cards. Cards out there like Judgment Dragon, you know, like, he's at 3, and you know what I'm saying, yo, he's blowing up, he's not only taking your monster, he's blowing up everything on the field, so he's taking your monster and everything that goes along with it, you know, like, it's like, you know, like, Super Poly, I know that it's like unchangeable, completely unfair, but I feel like it really needed just to be at 2, because I mean, after they Super Poly, if you have a bottomless or anything, you know, they still kind of, depending on who they Super Poly, when you go Construct Super Poly, you kind of really don't negative, you know, but like, say you like Super Poly Mid-Rash or something, you know, which is horrible, you know, you definitely go negative simply because you have to discard the card, and then of course, either the monster it's definitely at least a monster off the field, you know what I'm saying, on your end, you know, to create a new one. So I mean, it's, you know, it's not like you actually plus too much off of Super Poly. You can, simply because it puts your opponent at, you know, that disadvantaged state, but I don't feel like it needed to be at 1, to be completely honest with you. Now, Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind, semi-limited, may make a difference in the game, simply because of the Black Sonic. The only reason, like, I have like any hope for Blackwings is the Black Sonic Trap card, where it's basically like, especially now that you have Mirror Force at 3 and you have this Blackwing card that is basically, it's Blackwing Mirror Force that just, instead of destroys, just banishes, which is much better. Like, with Mirror Force at 3 and then Black Sonic whatever at 3, I could definitely see Blackwings definitely getting the boost that they need, getting out there where they need it to be, you know what I'm saying? They might, I'm not saying that they're gonna be like tier 1, but they're definitely gonna be tier 2, maybe even tier 1, possibly low tier 1, but possibly tier 1. Look out for them Kawaki Megas, those guys are gonna be tier 1. Gore's the Emissary of Darkness, semi-limited. Super cool, I like it. It's not preferably, it's not my tech card to be stopping attacks and all that, simply because you're gonna have to take the damage first, and then you know, blast out your gores and stuff. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, gores is the shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But taking that damage first, ooh, it's harsh. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't know, if I was to take damage first, I'd rather like out of all cards that like take damage first and then generate like, you know, some advantage off of taking that damage first, I like Ghost Trick Mary, because she's just too consistent, too much of the shit. But yeah, I really don't like gores like that. I mean, I love them, but it's not somebody that I would run as, you know, myself at too, you know, just to be taking damage, like just to be taking punches to the face and then bringing the guy out. Not really my style. Now, Ceasefire at 2, we're gonna get to that. Transmigration Prophecy at 2. This is what the whole discussion video is about, just to let you know. Ceasefire and Transmigration Prophecy. This is what the whole discussion video is about, because like, I feel like these are the 2 cards on the entire ban list that was overlooked. But 1 second for those, we're gonna get to that. Now, Coach Soldier Wolfbark at 3. Fire Fist Kawaki Meru. Hardcore, bro. Hardcore. That's gonna be looking pretty deadly. That's gonna be looking really deadly. But I'm actually kind of glad, because I mean, it's like, yo, if it's the Teller Knights, you know, if you could go Deneb and Altair all day on me, you might as well just be able to get your Coach Soldier Wolfbark, and you don't even kind of really even search for the other one. You kind of have to tanky the fucker out, so you're not even as consistent as the Stellar Knights. So, you know, you have to use a spell and trap slot simply to search them out, and then once you do search them out, got a normal, you know, normal summon them, activate the effect. Hopefully the effect goes through this, that, the other. But it's not like the monster searches out the other monster. Like, once you like Wolfbark into like a bear, it's not like bear searches the next Wolfbark for you. You know, unless you know, go throughout your whole thing. Even though I'm not sure if Wolfbark negates their effects and stuff, so I'm not sure if you'd be able to search out another tanky or not. But you know, I'm not much of a Wolfbark player myself or anything. I'm not like, you know, super hyped up on the card to know exactly what it is, you know, or the exact amount of what it does, you know, but I know the gist of what it does, so I feel like it's really good. Magician of Faith, you may see some play here. A lot of people are kind of overlooking it. It is kind of slow, and I agree, it is slow. The card is extremely slow, but when you consider like flip decks that, you know, are slightly slower but still advantages, like the Shaddolls, you know, especially with them losing 2 super polys, I feel like Magician of Faith might be there just to pick up that extra super poly, or pick up that extra Raigeki now that it's going to be in the game, or even pick up that extra Dark Hole that just happened to fall last turn. You know what I'm saying? It'll be there to pick up some more advantages, trap cards, because I mean, you wouldn't just use, not trap cards, magic cards, spell cards, I'm sorry, I'm like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! But like, you know, it'll be there to pick up some very advantageous spell cards that you would need, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's definitely going to be really good. Formula Synchron at 3, that's cool with me. You know, I feel like, you know, the little guy definitely never got his up and coming, or his day to shine, you know what I'm saying? At least since I got back into the game. I could only imagine, you know, before he got on the ban list. But yeah, now that, you know, like nowadays, I feel like, you know, Formula Synchron is definitely strong, but it's, you know, not like crazy strong. I mean, I can see the card definitely being good in like the Worms, the Yang Zang Wangs, as JR Jobber says it. But yeah, it's definitely a good card, but it's not overpowered, so I like Formula Synchron at 3. Reinforcement of the Army at 3. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, yo, if like one doesn't search out the other, and then the other searches out the other, and then the other searches out the other, no, let me have 3 magic cards to search out these fuckers for me, just in case these fuckers can't search out each other. You know, like, I mean, like, come on, do you have to like boost the Teller Knights even more? I mean, shoot, they got like quadruple Solemn, and along with quadruple Solemn, they have, you know, now you're gonna give them 3 Rhoda. along with quadruple solemn 3 rota, and their monsters search out their monsters, each other. So it's like super consistent already as it is, and super defensive already, really as it is. Like the only thing that would make the deck impossible to beat is if it would just got basically a Stellar Knight Archfiend, you know, where you can just search out Stellar Knight spells and traps, you know, as soon as it's summoned, and then from there you're fucked, pretty much. So yeah, that's really all that we're waiting for to make Stellar Knights, you know, the deck to have is basically Stellar Knight Archfiend. It's like, oh, you know, search, get, you know, Stellar Knight sweet card that just allows you to stop whatever play you're going for. You know, like, that's all Stellar Knights need, so keep a lookout for that, you know, in store soon. Now, getting back to the main topic here, which is going to be our ceasefire and our transmigration prophecy. I know I've been on this video 15 minutes so far. I'm going to try to make it, you know, quick from here. Now, ceasefire, why this is so important, a lot of people is like, oh, you know, this is just to help support some burning deck, or, oh, you know, that's what MCO40 said, it's going to help support burn decks and stuff like that. You know, ceasefire, not that much, you know. If anything, guys, I'm telling you, ceasefire is a literal shot to the dick for Shaddolls. Like, it is the biggest shot to the dick for Shaddolls you could ever give them. Like, not only will you flip all of their monsters at any given time, because it is a trap card, not only will you flip all their monsters face up, you know what I'm saying, but you, for each effect monster that is on the field, not even ones that are including that are flipped face up, like you can have, you know, like 3 face up effect monsters on your side of the field and only 2 of them are flipped face up, you're still going to get hit for the effect, you know, of the other 3, even though they weren't flipped face up. It's not just for the ones that are face up, it's for each effect monster on the field, you know. So not only can it burn a lot of damage, but it will just completely disintegrate any kind of flip advantage you had in Shaddolls in the first place. So say if your guy wants to go Sinister Shadow Games, or, you know, yeah, Sinister Shadow Games, you might have like Falco, say like down on board or something, you know. By next thing you know, like, you know, say he activates Sinister Shadow Games, you can in chain activate the ceasefire, which will activate before the Sinister Shadow Game. So now you're flipping all your opponent's monsters face up, you know what I'm saying. He's gonna get inflicted or he's basically, yeah, gonna get burned for all the effects that you happen to have on the field. And on top of that, off of Sinister Shadow Games, he's only gonna be able to send 1, and the flip monster that's mainly what you were probably hoping for is, oh, you know, just not looking good at that point. So I feel like, you know, like Sinister Shadow Games is just like, or not Sinister Shadow Games, but like, I feel like ceasefire is just a destroyer of Shaddolls. Like, it will, this thing, like, yo, guys, I'm telling you, yo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ceasefire, and I got like a couple super rares tucked away here. Like, guys, pick up this card, and I'm telling you, it is a Shaddol shutdown. Like, everybody else has like not really been noticing what ceasefire really does, but like, I'm telling you, it stops Sinister Shadow Games, you know. And even if Sinister Shadow Games isn't present, you know what I'm saying, you can still go ahead and burn for a whole lot of life points and still stop your opponent from getting too much Shaddol advantage. I mean, there's a reason why these cards used to be at 1. Now, the even more important than ceasefire, Transmigration Prophecy. This card hits all 3 major running decks right now. And the reason everybody's like, oh, Transmigration Prophecy is not going to be anything that big, it's not going to be that important. Guys, Transmigration Prophecy is at 2 now. 1, 2, 2. Like, yo, guys, I'm telling you, like, this card is basically, if y'all don't even see what Transmigration Prophecy can do for the new meta, then, yo, you shouldn't even be watching my channel, man. You're a scrub. And I'm just playing. But, like, I'm telling you, Transmigration Prophecy, I'll go ahead and read off my own personal 2. I picked these 2 up today. I'm looking for more. I picked these 2 up today. I'm telling you, I'm gonna read it off. Select 2 cards from the graveyard and shuffle them into their owner's decks. Period. It's a trap card, can be activated at any time. So basically, say like this: you happen to have your Transmigration Prophecy down. I have my El Shaddai construct. You happen to kill my construct, you know, and stuff. So Construct's gonna go to the grave, and it's gonna attempt to get El Shaddoll Fusion to add it back to my hand. So as soon as that effect in the graveyard would go right off to add that card to my hand, Transmigration Prophecy, you know, shuffle it right back into the deck. Skarm, anytime at the end phase, because he actually doesn't activate right when he goes to the graveyard, he activates at the end phase of when he was sent to the graveyard. So really, anytime before the end phase, like as soon as the, or really it could be as soon as the Skarm is sent to the grave in the first place. You know, it doesn't just simply has to hit the grave. The Skarm actually does have to stay in the grave until the end phase of the turn to activate its effect in the grave. But yeah, if they're trying to get consistency, apologize for that. If they're trying to get consistency out of Skarm, you know what I'm saying, just shuffle them right back into the deck, and any other card that they just happen to have, you know, like you know, that might be super advantages. Like if they have the rank up Astral Force, I know that instead of oh, that's my homie David. I know that instead of adding, or instead of drawing, you can add the rank up Astral Force straight from your graveyard to the hand. Yo, like Skarm, Astral Force, both 2 in 1, 2 cards in a single one, because it can be 2 cards in, and as well as it adds consistency to your deck. Say like if you're playing Shaddoll Swarms, you happen to have anything going on, you know what I'm saying, like as in, oh, I happen to mill too many Lilas, or I happen to mill too many Wolves, I happen to mill too many of this. Yo, Transmigration Prophecy is there for you. Seer, Malin Branch of the Burning Abyss, as soon as he would go to, as soon as he sent to that graveyard, he tries to target that other Burning Abyss to special summon him. Most of the times he's trying to target that Dante. Dante's out of my face, or Skarm out of my face, Graph out of my face, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you guys, Transmigration Prophecy is basically a DD Crow on steroids and crack combined. Like Transmigration Prophecy is DD Crow on mescaline powder. Like, no lie. Now, if I can pull up here, basically same thing goes for Shaddoll Falco. I try to special summon right out of the graveyard or anything, you know. The new the Hound, he tries to add a card right from the graveyard. Like any pluses off of the graveyard, your boy Transmigration Prophecy is gonna be there to look out for you. I'm telling you. If you try to alter for the Neb, you know what I'm saying, not usually, this is supposed to be like, oh, there we go. So like, if you try to Alter for Deneb, as soon as you activate that Alter effect, you know, I can Transmigration Prophecy, get that Deneb right from into your graveyard, back into your deck, you have to search for it again. Just putting you 1 turn behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, Transmigration Prophecy is a card that hits all 3 decks right now. And Ceasefire, it mainly hits Shaddolls. I can see it hitting other decks in the future. Like, I could definitely see like a lot of flip decks like Rocks. I could definitely see Ghost Tricks. I could definitely see Ghost Tricks falling down to a few Ceasefires. You can definitely see Ghost Tricks falling down to a few Ceasefires like that. But I'm telling you, like any deck that generates these kind of advantages, which like I feel like the main 3 decks right now, Shaddoll, at least in TCG, Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and of course the Teller Knights. I feel like Yang Zines are the shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they should be played more, and I feel like they're gonna be really good. But for right now, those are the top 3, unfortunately. And I'm telling you, Transmigration Prophecy hits all 3. Like, if anything, like, get rid of your Soul Drain. Get rid of your Soul Drain. Oh, I apologize. I'm telling you though. Get rid of that Soul Drain. Buy these up. Transmigration Prophecy, guys. They're still $1 simply because nobody's even taking them seriously. I'm telling you, Transmigration Prophecy, guys, go out there and get it. If you're watching my channel, at least you're going to be one of the few people that is actually going to know of, like, you know, like this kind of whole scenario, because I guess everybody else is kind of underestimating these cards. It's like, oh, Ceasefire, it's at 2. Oh, it doesn't mean shit. Oh, Transmigration Prophecy, oh, it's at 2. I don't need to use it. It doesn't mean anything. You guys are going to know exactly what it means, and you guys are going to know exactly how to use it. You know what I'm saying? You try to go for that Altair, Transmigration. Try to go for that Falco, Transmigration. Try to add that Shaddoll Fusion back to your hand, Transmigration. Like, you know, like anything you try to do. Oh, you try to Skarm, Transmigration. Trying to Graph, Transmigrate, well, it won't stop Graph because he special summons from the deck, but it will stop Seer. I apologize. It does not stop Graph, keep that in mind. But you guys already know, this is my first discussion of it. I'm sorry it's super long, but please, I hope that you guys stick through it the whole way through. This is your boy, Prince Dragoon, saying I appreciate all the support, all the love. Leave me a comment on how you guys feel. If you guys think I'm kind of hitting the nail right on the head and that these cards should not be overlooked and that they should have a serious look at them, or if you guys feel like I'm just full of shit and no, these cards aren't going to do anything for anybody, Jason, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Dragoon, what's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, holla at your boy, man. But I'm pretty sure that I'm right, and, you know, you guys should definitely run out and get these cards. So, yep, it's been your boy Prince Dragoon saying, yo, peace out.